Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I want to believe you can hear me. Can we confirm you can hear me? The audio is good, loud and clear. Loud and clear. Thank you very much. I got what for Brown. Thank you very much, sir. Good morning to you. It's good to have you join us, sir. Okay, let's get right to it. I want to believe you can hear me. I got one confirmation already. Um, Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, if it's your first time today, excuse me, good morning to you too. It's really great to have you join us for today's edition of the Morning Market Review, MMR for short. All right. As a quick reminder, what we try to do with this forum is to, on a daily basis, look at what's going on in the markets, all right, as it concerns fundamental and technical setups that we have. And we also do this with the hope that we will be able to pick a few entries and trade ideas that we can add to our watch list for today and even for the rest of the week as well. Okay. Um, let's get right to it with for the review. Okay. And as we normally do, we're going to start with the majors. And from there, we start looking at other peers that I have for us and the ones that we are interested in as well, that we would like us to take a look at together. Okay. so that we can determine the important key levels, potential trade setups for those particular assets. All right. I also would like to emphasize that we also do this with the hope that when you have listened long enough, you are also able to come up with your own profitable strategies based on the fact that you've been able to hear uh, different or see different perspectives, different analysis from different analysts on a daily basis. So you have your own flow from that. Okay. Let's get right to it. And then for today, Tuesday, 17th day of June, we have, okay, hold on, let me see. There is a high impact that I saw earlier. Right. Core retail sales and retail sales for the dollar. Of course, all eyes will be on that beyond 30 p.m. today. Okay. Of course, it's an important economic indicator. That's the core retail sales. If you look at forexfactory.com, the preferred economic calendar for today, Tuesday, the 17th day of June, you see uh, core retail sales and retail sales for US dollar. Okay, so I was saying that it's right. It's important because we're still on retail sales. It's important because it tracks the month to month increase. All right, the monthly increase. Okay, the monthly increase or decrease, as the case may be, in US consumer spending. Okay, for most of the retail categories in that region. And since consumer spending accounts for more than two-thirds of the US economy, I believe I've mentioned this a few times, it makes that an important indicator for the overall health of the economy. All right. So 1:30 p.m. today, we're going to get the data for that. All right. Basically, the difference, uh, just a second, I have to switch. The network is beginning to fluctuate. The major difference for this is that for the retail sales, that's the monthly estimate for all the consumer spending put together, all of them. But when you look at core retail sales, it excludes industries like automobiles, uh, exclude gasoline, building materials, and food services. All right. So this matrix, like I said, it's a strong one, and then it's a strong indicator of economic health, and it's used to gauge whether the economy is contracting or expanding. All right. So at the end of the day, 1:30 p.m. today, a reading, if the actual result comes out greater than the forecast value, then that would be bullish for the dollar. All right, it's stronger. But if it comes out to be the other way around, uh, that sees the actual result less than the forecast value, then it's going to be bearish for the dollar. All right. I needed to quickly point that out. And then I head straight to uh, the trading platform. I'm going to share my screen. And then we're going to start with the dollar index. There you go. Okay, so we have the dollar index up. We have the dollar index up. Um, okay, this has been uh, aggressively bearish, so to say. It has been really weak, all right? I remember last time we were here, that was the 10th, last week, Tuesday, 10th day of June, all right? I was highlighting to us that um, it's possible that we get the first higher level at that time, the first higher level from the dollar index. Where is it again? Uh, just a second. Okay, yeah, right here at that time, all right. We got the bottom somewhere here, and then price pushed higher. No problem. Yeah, I was highlighting the fact that it's possible that we could get at that time the first higher low for the USD index, all right? But unfortunately, so far, that is not quite playing out. We've seen even more aggressive sell-off from the dollar index since the last time, all right? Last time was the 10th of June, which was, let's see, yeah, around this area at the time. All right. So since the last time, prices are falling even much deeper. All right. And then I also remember one of the sessions we had here, and even multiple times, I also highlighted what happened back here in 2022. Back in 2022, we got this triple bottom pattern, and from there, we saw that really aggressive push to the upside. All right. Now, if you check the price around that triple bottom, we have 98, we have 98 support level, and then we have 97.7, all right, the bottom for this triple bottom at that time. Okay, so fast forward to what we have currently. So to what we have currently, we could see price at this point, it broke below the 97.7 level, all the way to 97.2. And right about now, price is back at 97.7. Yeah, currently right price is back above 97.7. Okay. Now this is still, of course, very weak. This is still very weak. This is still very weak. But however, it is now sitting on this confluence of support at 97.7. All right. Uh, to further validate this, we checked what happened back in March of 2022. All right. At that particular point in time, we saw a triple bottom. And as a result of that triple bottom, it gave rise to a very aggressive move to the upside. All right. And fast forward to what we have currently, price is right back at 97.7. All right. Of course, we saw some spikes below 97.7, but currently prices are above 97.7 price level. Okay. Now, for the USD index, the structure is still pretty much bearish, all right? It's still pretty much bearish. However, it is also, you cannot also ignore the fact that it's sitting at a critical support level, okay? Now, it's possible that from this confluence of support, price starts to push higher from that support. And again, we also have the possibility of price breaking below like 7.7 and dipping even further. All right. To be on the lookout for that to see how it plays out eventually. All right. But for me, in order to get bullish for USD index, what I need to see would be one, a break above 98 resistance, a break above 98 resistance. That means price stays above 97.7, that critical support level that I just highlighted, which is in line with what happened back in March of 2022, that triple bottom, right? So number one, I need to see a break above this 98 resistance, and then especially a break above this trend line resistance. All right. So number one, for me to switch to a bullish bias for the USD index, number one, I need to see price take out 98 resistance levels. That's one. Plus, what would be even more convincing for me without being a break above this trend line resistance. Why is it significant? Number one, that same trend line resistance dates back to as far as just a second. Okay, let me take it out. All right, it dates back to uh, as far back as February of 2025, all right, when price goes to that high of 110, all right, when price reached that high of 110, all right, and then see how that same trend line resistance has resisted price, all right, multiple times from 110 all the way, right? First attempt right here. I'm going to use shades to highlight it right here. Resistance uh, right here as well, even here, right here as well. All right. Fast forward to here. Fast forward to here as well. And then most recently here as well. Okay. So quite significant for USD index. Okay. So that's why for me to switch to a bullish bias for USD index, like I said, then I need price to one, take out 98 resistance level, and then especially this trend line resistance. Then I can begin to consider uh, long game USD index. Now, if that's the expectation, currently this is weak as it can get, and then it would even uh, dip further in the events that we now see a break back below 97.7, right? See break back below 97.7. Now, because of how important this level is 97.7 area, because of how important it is, it won't be surprising to see some correction from that level, all right? It won't be surprising to get some correction from this level, even if it's still going to dip further, all right? It shouldn't be bad or surprising to see some correction, some relief, all right, whereby we see buyers stepping in at this critical support level. Okay, so with that in mind, we then switch to Euro USD. Euro USD up next. Euro USD coming up next. Right. Euro USD. Okay, so we have Euro USD. Now, for Euro USD, I can also remember during the sessions we've had, especially on the 4 hours time frame, if you check the 4 hours time frame here, we have this choppy behavior, all right, from Euro USD. That is this consolidation phase, all right, between 1.14250 and 1.12750, all right. We saw that period of consolidation. Okay, now currently price broke convincingly above 1.14250. All right, it took out 1.14250 level. Now, even though the uptrend still remains very intact, all right, for Euro USD, the direction is kind of, for me, my opinion, at a crossroads, I would say. Okay, because on one hand, you could say buyer is still in control, right, and then on the other hand as well, we can also see that this has been carving series of higher highs and higher lows, all right, which is typical of an uptrend. However, I remember now, because price took out this resistance at 1.1530, this resistance, all right, you can see how that's also a critical one, all right, considering what happened back here. This was sometime in April, all right? Price got to this high, the same 1.1530, and then fell from that level, okay? Fell from that level. So currently, price is now above 1.1530. So what that means is that this level leads to support, okay? This 1.1530 level leads to support, okay? We've been seeing a push to the upside, all right, from this low at 1.1060, giving us series of higher lows and higher highs all the way to 1.16 now, all right, all the way to 1.16. Okay, so it broke above 1.1530. Before that, broke above 1.14250. Okay, convincingly, all right, broke up, which was the resistance of that consolidation between 1.14250 and 1.12750. Okay, we got this phase of consolidation. So it's more visible. Right, that period of consolidation. And then eventually price took out the resistance convincingly, all right? And again, price also took out 1.1530 resistance as well. And then what that means is that this level has now flipped to support. And then we have resistance at 1.16, all right? Now, moving forward, okay? Moving forward. Now, because this is Euro USD, in this pair now, USD is the counter currency, okay? To a very large extent, whatever happens to the dollar will definitely affect the euro for the Euro USD pair, okay? Now, for me, for this pair, what I need to see here, number one, would be a break back below 1.1530, all right, a break back below 1.1530, so that the whole of the price action here would be fake out, all right, would be a fake out, okay? And of course, I've mentioned a number of times as well, fake outs like this usually would present fantastic trade opportunities if it plays out as expected, because that would mean an extensive move in the opposite direction. Okay, but first we need to see a break below that support. All right, we need to see sellers stepping into push price below 1.153, and if that happens, the whole of the price action here be a fake out, and then we see more aggressive push to the downside, right? But so far, until that plays out, we trade what we see. And what that means is that currently this level at 1.153 is acting as support, or is expected to act as support for price. All right. If that happens, what that means is that I'm looking for opportunities to buy at this level 1.15 which is now our new support level 1.15. This is the 4 hours time frame. This is the 4 hours time frame. Deliberately using this time frame because it shows the consolidation phase quite brilliantly, right? This consolidation phase that we had back then. Okay, that's why I'm sticking to the 4 hours time frame for this analysis, especially on Euro USD. Okay, so for Euro USD again, USD we want to watch. If we get bullish from the 97.7 support level that we highlighted earlier, then we can expect euro to continue to push to the downside. However, if the dollar index breaks back below 97.7 support level, then this would get bullish from this area. Okay, so get bullish from that area. Let's see what it looks like in 30 minutes. Okay, this is 30 minutes time frame. This is 30 minutes time frame. And then from this high, from that resistance at 1.16 price fell, all right, back to the 50-period moving average, which is now acting as resistance. So what it means is that we can expect this to continue to push to the downside. Currently, 50-period moving average is acting as resistance. Price is currently below that, all right, signifies weakness currently. Okay, so that expect this to continue to push to the downside, all right, to push to the downside for Euro USD. Okay, now moving on to pounds USD, moving on to pounds USD. Okay, moving on to pounds USD. Again, for pounds USD, quite similar to Euro USD, all right? Quite similar to Euro USD. And then for me, for pounds USD, despite showing a nearly identical pattern to what we saw back here in 2024 when we got this top. Okay, now I'm going to highlight it. Now, see this here, we have a rising wedge, all right? This trend line resistance plus this trend line support, all right? It was a rising wedge for pounds USD. Now, if we take that, and then we apply it here as well. So you can see the similarity between these two patterns, all right? Right, so we have this. And then we have this as well. Okay. Fine tune it a little bit. Right. Okay, so now I believe we see the similarity between these two patterns, all right? Here back in 2024, all right, when we got this top at 1.344 for pounds USD, okay, also a rising wedge all the way to this top. Now here, you will notice that when price broke below the trend line support back here, it became really bearish, all right? Became really bearish and then delivered close to 1,000 pips right there, okay? So for this current level as well, I am, this is one pair that I'll be watching very closely to see if we have a repeat of what we got back here in 2024. If we're going to see a repeat of what we got back here in 2024, very similar pattern right there. So what I need to see here is a break below that trend line support. Okay, I'm going to see a break below this trend line support right there, just like we got back here in 2024. Price hits that high at 1.344. So the same thing here, hits a new high at 1.363. All right, and then what I need to see will now be a break below the trend line support. And then that would be my trigger to short pounds USD. Okay. Now, again for pounds USD, because this is because USD here is also the counter currency. What it means is that to a large extent, we also need to keep a close watch on USD. All right. If it continues to push higher from the current level at 97.7 that we highlighted, same as Euro USD, then we can expect this to play out just like we have highlighted. Okay. So so far, even though like I just highlighted to us, even though despite the fact that it's showing a very identical pattern as 2024, to what we saw back in 2024 for this top, it has refused to back down. It stayed at this level for a long period of time. All right. Now we have resistance at 1.363, 1.363. All right. So, despite all of these bearish factors that we have, one, uh, this rising wedge, okay, it has refused to break above resistance. And then um, let's also see, I think there's also a bearish divergence on the RSI. Let's see if we quickly highlight, if you are quickly able to point that out. Okay, very good. You can see how the RSI is showing us, it's creating lower highs and lower lows right there. But price here is creating higher lows and higher highs. All right. Ideally should be insane. So there's something off right there. So that also points to a bearish bias. Okay. So despite all of these bearish factors for pound USD, we are yet to confirm a breakdown. Okay, we're yet to confirm a breakdown. And like I said, we're going to trade what we see at the end of the day while we expect that to happen. So number one, for that to play out, I need to see a break below this trend line support right here. And then if I see a break back below 1.344, what that also means is that the whole of the price action above that would also be a fake out, okay? Also be a fake out if you get a close back below 1.344 support. 1.344 support. Okay. All right. So I've decided to spend some time here so that we don't miss this if it plays out eventually. All right. So for a breakdown to occur here, we must break below this trend line support, all right, of this rising wedge that we see, as well as this key support at 1.344. All right. Until that happens, the pound USD remains range bound for me between 1.344 and 1.363. All right. Going to check the comments box to see if you can drop in messages. Okay, Adeyemi Ladekon, welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so that's it for pound USD, and I really do hope we get that. I really do hope we get that. It's one that I'll be watching very closely to see how that plays out. Okay. So what I need to see here, we break below that trend line support. All right. Emmanuel Uko. I hope I got that right. Sorry if it's wrongly pronounced, but I'd like to quickly have you. Yeah, please go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you for a great job you're doing here. I joined quite late. Yes. And I discovered the chat is disabled. So there's no way I could send any message. That's why I decided to call. I don't know whether you've checked using before.
It's actually open. Please come again.
I said I wanted to find out if you had looked at the Euro USD before I joined, because I joined you when you were analyzing GPD USD.
Oh, yes. We started immediately after we analyzed the USD index. We went straight to Euro USD and now we're on Pound USD. But because you have asked nicely, I would like to do
Okay.
a quick summary for that.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I believe you can hear me now. And I hope we got what I explained for Euro USD. I hope we got that. Okay. If we didn't, from this resistance, price fell all the way because of that resistance at 1.16 price. We saw this push to the downside. Then we see this pullback towards the 50 period moving average. All right. And then currently this level here is acting as resistance for price. Okay. This level here is acting as resistance for price on the 30-minute time frame. You see this level here, and then we also have it back here, even here as support. All right. So on this 30-minute time frame, this level here is acting as resistance. So price is also below the 50-period moving average, and then that signifies weakness. So we can expect price to push lower, okay, towards support at 1.153, and then a break below that. A break below that would mean that we get a much deeper pullback, okay, from the Euro USD. Because USD here is the counter currency, we also need to keep watch on what's going on with the dollar index. Above 97.7, it's bullish. If we see a break below that, then you can expect this to push higher instead. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Victor. I see that the audio is restored as well. Thank you for calling my attention to that. All right, so that's a quick recap for Euro USD. Okay, again, don't forget, I said if we now get a close back above this resistance on the 30-minute time frame, then we can expect probably another serious resistance at 1.16. Pounds USD, okay, well, let's analyze that as well. And then USD JPY, USD JPY, USD JPY. Okay, for USD JPY, this is the daily time frame. Also, we see this consolidation between 145, all right, 145 and 142 price levels. Okay, right here. Right, for USD JPY. So currently, it's pushing towards resistance at 145.4. Okay, select support. This is the daily time frame. We have this consolidation phase. So eventually, depending on the direction in which this breaks up, to a large extent, will determine what happens in terms of direction for USD JPY. Okay. 30 minutes, let's see what we have. 30 minutes. Okay. So on 30 minutes, we see this, and then we pull back right then. So another push to the upside, created this gap, and then all the way back to this area as well. So this area here. And then it pushed to the upside again. So currently, price is trading at this level, okay? And then if you look back here, see this confluence of support right here as resistance, and currently price is back at that same level, okay? So for USD JPY, at this current level, if we see a bullish reversal pattern at this current level, okay? Let's see what the Bollinger Band gives us. Okay, very good. You could see how price is now testing the lower Bollinger Band right here. Okay, so at this level, if we see uh, reversal pattern at this current level, okay, then that would be our signal to long USD JPY. Okay, just like we got back here, price came, fell all the way to the lower Bollinger Band, acting as support. We saw this reversal pattern. Here it gave us a piercing line, and then price pushed higher from that level. So if you see a similar pattern here, all right, you need to confirm a bullish signal from this support, and then that will be our trigger to long USD JPY. All right, moving on to USD CHF. Moving on to USD CHF on the daily time frame. If you remember, it's also one that we've talked about multiple times as well. Okay, I remember highlighting to us that before this aggressive sell-off right here, um, this particular pair, USD CHF, has traded between 0.84, 0.84 level, right here, 0.84 level and 1.0 or thereabout for about 10 years. It stayed above 0.84. But eventually here, 10th day of April, I believe, price broke below 0.84 critical support level. Okay, price broke below that. 0.84 level is incredibly significant. Okay, and like I said, it has acted as range support for 10 years, all right, until price broke below that. Okay, until price broke below that. Quite significant, all right. And then it found support at 0.80653. Okay, found support at 0.80653. Now let's look back a little bit to see what we got back there. Okay, this is 0.80653 level. Came back here in 2011, acted as support for price. All right. So fast forward to what we have here. Okay, before this current one, back here we also saw another attempt at 0.80653 right here. Okay, you see why that level is quite significant. So back here too, price is back at 0.80653. All right. So because of that, you can expect our buyers to step in from that level. So for 2 days now, price has pushed higher, but it's looking like it's beginning to go back down. All right, it's looking so much like that. All right, now this is daily time frame. Let's switch to 30 minutes. Let's switch to 30 minutes. I saw a reversal, then I took a buy earlier. Yeah, this buy trade is still on. I took a buy here. I saw this morning star pattern. Okay, from that support, from this support 0.80653, price pushed higher, and then pulled back. All right, pulled back, pushed higher here, and then we saw this pullback, and then that pullback gave us a morning star pattern, and then it jumped right in for a buy. Okay, jumped right in for a buy. And then going to see how that plays out eventually. All right, it's still on. It's in profit, though little, but at least I'm still expecting this to push higher from the current level. Okay, so then there's resistance here. Okay, so as long as it doesn't close below, it doesn't take out this level, as long as it doesn't take out this level, then I'll still be confident in my buy position. I'll still be confident in my buy position. a much deeper pull to the downside. Okay, we see a much deeper pull to the downside for USD CHF. Okay, USD card. It's one that we've been watching as well, but it's not quite playing out as we expect. Not quite playing out as we expect, but of course we still have eyes on it. We still have eyes on it, and the simple reason here is because of this 2-year consolidation that we got back here. All right, this period here. I'm going to highlight it for that. This is USD card on the daily time frame. Okay, so this consolidation phase that lasted 2 years. Okay, started sometime in September of 2022, and then eventually we saw that breakout October of 2024. Okay, and I've also mentioned that the longer a consolidation phase lasts, the more aggressive the resulting breakout usually is. And then by the time we got the breakout here, it delivered about 850 pips. That's very fantastic. Delivered about 850 pips right there. Okay. Now, fast forward to what we currently have. Price hits resistance at 1.46, and currently price is back inside of that consolidation. 1.387 resistance and 1.342 support. Okay. Now we also have this trend line. Also have this trend line from here, from this period, 2020 March. Okay, 2020 March. That's trend line acted as resistance. Back here again as resistance. This period again as resistance. So currently prices are around that trend line as well. Prices are around that trend line as well, though currently below it. But if we see a break back above that trend line, then we may now start switching to a bullish bias for USD card. All right, we need to see a break above that trend line. Okay, if that doesn't happen, then it may continue to fall further towards the support side of that consolidation, all right, which comes in around 1.342 price level. All right, so that's the daily time frame. Now this is what it looks like on 30 minutes. Okay, this is what it looks like on 30 minutes time frame. Okay, on 30 minutes time frame, all right, this is bearish, all right, this is bearish. It's recently pulled back to the 50-period moving average, and price is currently below the 50-period moving average, which also signifies weakness. All right. Let's also at this point introduce Bollinger Bands to see what we have. Okay, currently we have a squeeze. The bands are really close together. Okay, so what it means is that we have a consolidation right here as well. So the consolidation right here as well. On the 30 minutes time frame, between 1.3578 and 1.3567. All right. So I'd like to see price break out of this consolidation to be able to make a trade decision. It breaks to the downside, then we can expect price to fall deeper. Breaks to the upside, then we can expect some correction for the USD card. Right. Right. Really do hope we get that. Okay. For oil, I don't know if you have noticed, we've seen some spikes. Recently, we've seen some spike. To a large extent, I believe this is as a result of the global risks, what we have, the uncertainties that we have going on right now, um, especially with Iran. Of course, Iran is a major oil producer, and any threat to oil flow, of course, can cause spikes in crude prices. And of course, we've seen that play out. We've seen that play out recently. We see spikes in oil prices, all right? We see spikes in oil prices. So to a large extent, whatever is going on would influence price here to a large extent, okay? Whatever is going on in that region would impact price to a large extent, okay? All right. So far, these are the assets we've been able to touch on. These are the assets we've been able to touch on. And I hope we have one or two that we can have some watch list for opportunities, just like we have highlighted, okay, for opportunities, expecting them to play out so that they present trade opportunities and then we can take maximum advantage of that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for taking the time out to join us on today's edition of the Morning Market Review. Tomorrow is another day. Do join us same time from 8 a.m. All right. Thank you very much for joining. It's been wonderful talking to us for the past hour. I wish us a great trading day. Bye for now.